Galactic Federation Update, July 1, 2014. 12 Carbon, 0 Kumku, 10 Carbon. Drazzo. We come on this day with good news. Our various earthly associates are diligently readying your blessings for delivery. We wish to devote our message this week to discussing your origins. We are all descendants of an aquatic ape-like creature that lived on the third planet from its sun, the star you call Vega. This planet was a water world, filled with what you might think are very unusual creatures. The worst of these was a large predator, and our ancestors had climbed over a series of craggy mountains to escape it. There, they developed into great fishermen and began to spend a vast amount of time at sea. Eventually, they lost their dense body fur and took on some of the characteristics of a marine mammal. Around 6 million years ago, land cetaceans visited them from the solar system. These gentle beings asked them if they wanted to become fully conscious beings and eventually migrate to their former homelands. They were reluctant at first. However, the intervention of the spiritual hierarchy convinced them to do so. They were then granted full consciousness and met with other such souls from the stars, which surrounded Vega. These meetings led to the formation of a light confederation, which began to slowly expand its influence across the Lyra constellation. 4 million years ago, they had reached the star Sirius and had morphed into a new organization, the Galactic Federation of Light. It was this sacred union which eventually colonized the solar system. These colonies were ravaged by the Antaran Alliance and forced to flee. The colonists returned around 900,000 years ago and decided to only settle on Gaia. This group set up its headquarters in Inner Earth and also settled on a large island continent known to you today as Lemuria. This surface colony began to slowly expand. Its task was to support and maintain the various ecosystems. Around 300,000 years ago, Earth was colonized by beings from Centaurus and the Pleiades. Most of them went to a large island continent in the present-day Atlantic Ocean. Its inhabitants called this new colony Atlantis. It soon became a silent rival of the Lemurians. Around 50,000 years ago, the Lemurians gave each of its colonies equal status. The Atlanteans saw this as a possible opportunity to exert their dominance over the surface lands of Earth. Approximately 25,000 years ago, the Atlanteans and their dark allies struck and destroyed the surface lands of Lemuria. The Lemurians retreated to their inner Earth realm. This left the Atlanteans in charge of the surface lands. Over the millennia, the Atlanteans began a policy of banishing the many children of the ruling elites who strongly opposed them to a peninsula in the Mediterranean Sea called Ionia. The Atlanteans eventually attacked this colony. The Ionian scientists had prepared for this eventuality with a series of special devices. With these they were able to counter this threat. Atlantis was consumed by its own weapon and soon sank beneath the waters. The residents of Atlantis and their global allies fled to another world, which orbited a star in the Centaurian constellation, known to you as Beta Centauri. This disaster left behind two groups of beings. The first were a group of special human hybrids called, in your legends, the Anunnaki. The second was your limited consciousness ancestors. These groups, with the help of Heaven, soon formed a symbiotic relationship. Heaven desired that your ancestors survive and learn a number of vital lessons, which were to become useful once the light returned in full force to your world. This strange relationship, which consisted of the Anunnaki as gods and your ancestors as their devoted followers, continued for some 13,000 years. The time arrives for this to end and for you to resume your former state. This stage of your long journey is merely the beginning of how you are to be made fully conscious once again. We are here to be your mentors and to permit your return. The Anunnaki left behind a ruling group that morphed over the millennia into what you know as the Dark Cabal. This group is being ousted from power. It is aware that its time has come. The immediate present is to see this group step aside and be succeeded by our earthly allies. The pieces are in place for a great change to happen in the twinkling of an eye. This transformation includes sacred beings who come from all parts of your globe. Their programs are to liberate you and to provide prosperity and new governance. Blessings. We are your ascended masters. Your world is suffering under the last vestiges of the dark cabal. Our mission is to provide a means for you to get beyond their heinous rule. In addition, Heaven sent us great fleets of ships that are to bring us mentors, to aid in your transition to full consciousness. We welcome them. These brothers give us the ability to overcome any power still possessed by the dark cabal. A natural blessed movement is underway that is to move you toward full consciousness. Our divine task is to oversee these developments and ensure that they affect you positively. The purpose is to make certain of your timely success. Our associates have the tools required to forge a new epoch for humanity. This new epoch is already blessedly forming around you. The Dark's agents fear arrest. They panic about the facts to be presented at their trials and know that this present realm is indeed crumbling. The Dark's time is over. A new era of freedom, peace, and prosperity manifests. We realize how this is forming. At a special time, we are to address you and confirm what Heaven is doing to formalize its numerous sacred decrees. The Dark set up a global set of societies founded on war, division, and unwarranted hatred of each other. We need to apply remedies to millennia of profound abuse. You have in you hidden hatreds and odd beliefs set forth by your former overseers. Lessons are required to be taught by us so the equality of all and the surfacing of a mutual benevolence can reappear. In this light, you can truly come together and begin to set the foundations for a new global society. This society is to recognize your spiritual sovereignty and divine rights. It is also to ensure your prosperity by giving you the means to secure these for yourselves and your intertwined families. This is all a preface to what your galactic mentors are to teach you. This is merely the time when you start to comprehend who you really are and how you are dearly related to one another. Your ascension is to finally give you a special code for forging what we and your mentors teach you. Be in joy and be blessedly aware of how Heaven constructed this and righteously forged the path for your grand reunion with us all. We have sat in Agartha and watched how the Dark manipulated you and kept you apart. This injustice is now ending. We have visited many parts of this globe over the last year and seen how things are changing. Heaven works in strange and wondrous ways. The Dark Cabal cannot escape its fate. Even so, these scalawags are our brothers and sisters who at the time of full consciousness are to return to the fold. We know this and see the purpose of this final part of our mutual journey, to learn a simple fact: we are indeed all one. Hosanna! 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 Today, we continued our message. Remain ever aware that Heaven is our sacred guide. Our divine service is to welcome back all of humanity. We come to teach, to mentor and to prepare you for the final great spiritual leap, full consciousness. The moment comes for us to take action and bring us all into this new blessed age. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of Heaven are indeed yours. So be it. Selamat Gajan. Selamat Ya, Syrian for be one. And be in joy. Channeled by Sheldon Neidl. www.paoweb.com